ant flow, Shark Week, the Crimson Wave, Satan's Waterfall, flying the red flag, or whatever nickname you use to refer to none other than our periods. Yep, I said it. I said the word period out loud in front of a group of people. Heck, it's even for a grade. Shocking. I know. Today, I'm here to challenge all of you on why we should talk about the terrifying and, for some reason, uncomfortable topic of periods more often. Now, this class is split pretty evenly between guys and girls. And guys, you're probably thinking that this topic doesn't apply to you because you don't have a uterus. But that's where you're wrong. Today, we'll be discussing period shaming, the benefits to understanding the menstrual cycle, and of course, that darn tampon tax. Now, before we dig deep into understanding the nether regions, first, let's just talk about period shaming. So throughout history, women were kept hidden or exiled from the world while they were on their periods. Even in the Bible, it talks about how women actually had to leave the village while they were menstruating. In Leviticus chapter 15, verse 19, it says, and I quote, "And if a woman has a discharge, and the discharge in her flesh is blood, she shall be put apart for 7 days, and whosoever touches her shall be unclean until the evening." It then goes on to say in verse 24 that a woman's menstrual cycle is considered impure. Even in the Bible, women were discriminated against and shamed just for having their periods. Now, you could probably just blame this on an undeveloped understanding of the menstrual cycle. Because, let's be real, if you randomly started bleeding from your vagina once a month and you weren't really sure why, you probably have good reason to be concerned. But period shaming is still happening. In places like Nepal, each month, women are set apart to small huts where they're kept while they're menstruating and when they're having babies. In Nepal, menstruating women are believed to be cursed. And a lot of the time, they die during their banishments. An article by Teen Vogue talks about a 15-year-old girl who died during her banishment because she lit a fire to keep warm and suffocated from the smoke. Keep in mind that the average menstruating age is 12 years old. And it doesn't just stop there. It's in our culture too. Though it's not as extreme, and we don't send women to hiding during their monthly bleeding, women are still made to feel ashamed or embarrassed for simply grabbing a product. Because for some reason, people make a big deal about just the products. Why should I feel ashamed for grabbing a pad or a tampon, but not if I go to buy toilet paper? They're both used for equally natural processes. This leads me to my second point, why we need to understand the menstrual cycle. So even though over 50% of the population in the United States is women, a lot of us aren't really sure on how periods happen. Well, thanks to womenshealth.gov, here's a simple version of the period. Each month, a woman's uterus, or womb, sheds its lining, sending a flow of blood flowing out through her vagina, during which she experiences cramps of all sorts because her uterus is literally contracting. She experiences mood swings, breakouts, and of course, the not so stereotypical craving for chocolate. It's a really simple process, but health classes don't really talk about it. And I've never understood why. I've been in some form of a health class since the 5th grade, and they've only ever said, and girls have periods. Why? What happens? When I was younger, I didn't understand why I bled every single month when it's normal for a cycle to get messed up, because it turns out you won't have a natural flow until you're 18 to 21. Did you know that? I certainly didn't. And it also turns out that you can sync up with another person. So periods are contagious now? Thanks, uterus? I am 17 years old, and I still don't fully understand the functions and the parts involved in a vagina. This is a problem. I am a woman who doesn't understand her own body. Flash things back to the 5th grade, when I first got the talk in school. They split the guys and the girls up for the sake of awkwardness, and they were biased on what they told us. I had to learn in full detail how guys have wet dreams, but they never told me anything more on why I have a period. And guys, this is where it applies to you. You need to to understand what is happening with a woman, if not just to understand what she's going through, but how the anatomy works so one day you don't accidentally impregnate someone. Because despite the belief that you can't get someone pregnant during their period, it's wrong. Whoever is telling that to you is lying to you. You can and you will. By not telling people what happens on both sides, for both genders, we are being deprived of an education that we need throughout our daily lives. My last point is in regards to this ridiculous tampon tax. And for those of you who don't know what the tampon tax is, the tampon tax is where menstrual products are taxed as a luxury item. Just let that sink in for a second. Me not bleeding through my underwear and jeans is considered a luxury. Wrong! Ice cream is a luxury. Lamborghinis are a luxury. Lounging by the pool at a 5-star hotel is a luxury. Pads, tampons, menstrual cups, panty liners, etc. are no luxury. Unless you want it to look like a crime scene every time I stand up from my chair. For the last time, they are no luxury. Did you know that at AL, they no longer provide tampon machines in the bathrooms? Why, you may ask? Because girls were breaking into them just so they can get a tampon. Now, I'm not trying to justify stealing, because yes, that's wrong. But if a woman is going through the trouble to break into a machine just for a tampon, then something is wrong with the system, and something needs to be done. Now, a lot of you may just think I'm complaining, because I can get them from the nurse, and it's not a big deal. So I go to the nurse, and I ask for a tampon. And she gives me one, and it's fine. So I come back later, because you will go through at least 2 a day. And suddenly, I have to pay for it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind paying for it. It's 25 cents. But why? If I don't change my tampon, I risk infection and sickness. Why should I have to pay for an extra tampon when colleges and even some high schools are passing out condoms like they're candy? Now, I'm not trying to undermine the importance of safe sex, because yes, that is important. But it doesn't mean that we get to equally undermine the importance and development of menstrual products. I don't know if I've changed your mind about periods or not, but the fact that period shaming is happening, understanding what the menstrual cycle is and the functions of it, and just addressing the tampon tax, it all points to the fact that something needs to be done. Do you want to go uneducated in important areas like this for the rest of your life? I certainly don't. So take a stand with me. Demand the need for open period discussion, especially in health ed and sexual education classes. Thank you.